the time that I'm going to recommend a prenuptial agreement is if there is, let's say somebody's getting married a little later in life. Let's say, here I am about to turn 50, and let's say that I was going to marry, some young thing that's 25 years old. Well, I probably am going to want a prenuptial agreement because I'm going to want to make sure to establish what I have as my separate property, and let's say with my law firm. I don't want her, there ever being any question of that I own 100% of it and that she doesn't get a dime of it, okay? Those are things that you could do in a prenuptial agreement. There could also be a situation where you could make an agreement as to what type of division the marital estate there would be. So let's say in a typical situation where, let's say Bill Gates, okay? So Bill Gates gets married, he gets divorced from whatever his wife's name is and then marries someone else, all right? So he wants to make sure that she isn't going to get, all the monies that are flowing off of, his Microsoft stock and all of that kind of stuff. So that's a situation where he's going to want to get a prenup, and they could reach an agreement in as to what the divorce settlement is going to be. And what you see a lot of the time is something that is staggered over a period of time. They remain married 5 years, he or she gets X amount of dollars. They remain married 10, they get Y. They remain married 15 or over, you get Z. So those are the types of things where, types of things that you will see in a prenup or an antenuptial situation. Now, there are certain things you want to make sure that you do is, you don't just come in and right, the day of the wedding, put that under the nose of the person and say, this ain't going to happen unless you turn around and sign this. You want to make sure that that person has had the opportunity to hire counsel to go over that so that they are signing saying, yep, I understand everything that I'm signing. I understand that I'm giving away certain community property rights. I understand that I'm doing this, and I understand that I'm doing that, because that is what is going to be necessary for you to be able to uphold this thing. If you try what I was just talking about, just sliding it under somebody's nose and saying, sign here on the dotted line, and this fairy tale wedding that you have always wanted will go forward, you end up in divorce court, and very likely someone like me is going to have a heyday with that thing. So that's just not something you want to do. Go through the formalities, and that's why it's so important to make sure that you hire, a really good family lawyer. How do you figure that out? Find someone who's board certified, that's been doing this for a long time. Sit down with them, talk to them about, here's what I'd like to do, and find out, can you do what you actually want to do? Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't, but there's usually a mix where it makes a lot of sense.